hoping kids find a safe space. Th3 Gaming Doc fights the grind each day. From the joystick low to the streets ballet. She's the voice that echoes the restless hum. Hardcore hero where the city drums. She drove out of Cali where the sun went red. Found a home where chaos and dreams are bred. The city roars but her wheels still roll. Streaming at night with a fierce heart soul. Th3 Gaming Doc fights the grind each day. From the joystick low to the streets ballet. She's the voice that echoes the restless hum. Hardcore hero where the city drums. They laugh, they cheer when her streams go live. Green glow shining, she makes them thrive. Kids in the morning don't see her night. She hides battles fought by screens, strange light. Driving their futures down bustling streets, filling small lives with the simple beats. She carries their dreams while chasing her own. Walking roads never leave her alone. She drove out of Cali where the sun went red. Found a home where chaos and dreams are bred. The city roars but her wheels still roll. Streaming at night with her fierce heart soul. They laugh, they cheer when her streams go live. Green glow shining, she makes them thrive. Kids in the morning don't see her at night. She hides battles fought by screens, strange light. Driving their futures down bustling streets, filling small lives with the simple beats. She carries their dreams while chasing her own. Winding roads never leave her alone.
Well, greetings, gamers. This is Dr. Eileen, the Gaming Doc, and this is your place and your space to laugh, to chat, to chill, to hang out, to take a moment, to take a break, and take a breath. And it is Wednesday, the middle of the week. We are peaking the little ride to get to the weekend. And for all of us who are involved with schools, those days are counting off. Those days are ticking down until the 26th, when my kids will climb on the bus, some of them for the last time because they're moving on to another grade. And I don't even know what route I'll have next year, so I may see them again, I may not. But it is kind of a bittersweet thing. But then again, isn't change always have a little bit of bittersweetness to it, especially when it really kind of affects your daily life? But it is also exciting. It is also fun. And we must, as we always do, acknowledge our first three champions, our Olympians who made it across the line first. Coming in for the gold medal, our very own queen of scouting, Blood Ella 95. Coming in for the silver, we've got one of my favorite colors, one of my favorite animals, Teal Giraffe. Yes! And coming in for the bronze, let's see, who do we have? Madam Sarcasm coming in. Yes, yes, yes. One of our amazing truckers, one of those that keeps this nation going. Anytime you see a trucker, know that they're the ones that are keeping food on people's plates, that are moving the things that we need to move, that are making sure your Amazon order that you put in, that you got your fingers crossed hoping will arrive today, when they say that it's going to be there the next day, you can thank a trucker. So yes, champions, please take your places on your risers, wrap yourselves in your national flags as we play your national anthems. And we also have in my Pally Alley, Piss 06. And we've got Fruity Leaves, my favorite foliage. My grandkids are homeschooled since it's just Wednesday for them. Oh my goodness. Well, I'm telling you, for anybody who homeschools, I salute you. I spent years as a teacher, and knowing that the class never ends would be very scary. Ah, we have Asta coming in with, oh my gosh, one of my favorites, chicken soup with sourdough garlic bread. Oh, I need more details on the chicken soup. Honestly, that is one of my very favorite fall comfort things. I mean, not as much in the summer. It's interesting. During the summer, I like my chicken soup to be like, more kind of broth based. I just like, the chunks of stuff with, almost a clear broth, like a nice clear chicken broth. I like the brothy part very light. When fall hits and when winter hits, oh, I want that thick, creamy, milky type of base for the soup. Oh, Red! Hey, sweetheart, how you doing? What is up? What's the buzz? What's happening? It's been a hot minute. And oh goodness, this is Soto Ayama Indonesian chicken noodle soup. Oh, hold on. Let me Google that. Because I need to see it, since you constantly forget to take pictures. I adore you, absolutely. But why? Why can I not get pictures? Ooh. Okay, that looks good. And see, that's what I'm talking about. That the kind of almost clear, brothy type of stuff. Oh, I could eat a stupid amount of this type of thing. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, I could eat a stupid amount of that. And with the egg floating in it. Yes. A little bit of chopped up green onions, a little tomato. Yeah, I could eat a stupid amount of that. That looks absolutely delicious. And, and I would want it with the glass noodles. And for me, glass noodles are like, that is the best noodle. My parents are pressing me to go to Disneyland in September because it's probably going to be my mom's last trip and I won't fly. So they're pressing me to drive 13 hours by myself. Well, as someone who drove across country and spent like 7 days driving by myself, but then again, that's something I enjoy. If that's not something you like, idea, 4 words. Train with a sleeper car. Oh, Red. Have you ever traveled by train in a sleeper car? It is amazing. It's so relaxing. You sit and you've got your own window and nobody's there to bother you. And you just sit and you watch the world go by. And when you come like through a town, you see where the crossing thing goes down and all the cars are lined up waiting and you're just rolling past. And then the food, oh my gosh, first off, dinner, all the meals are included. And then you get this amazing, you want to do the Orient Express too? Fist bump, high five. Asta, we're making that happen. You, me, a jar of caramelized onion sauce, and the Orient Express. Oh my God. But see, the problem is they would smell the caramelized onion sauce, they would show up, and then the next thing you know, they've hired you to work in the, kitchen of the Orient Express. I think I can do the drive in 2 days. Train only leaves 1 week, so the timing probably wouldn't work. Oh, well, at some point, ride a train. But yeah, I mean, and that's the thing, when you break it down, it might not be so bad, but very proud of you for working to find a solution. And, it really it can be tricky because you're kind of at the mercy of the scheduling. But, you'll figure it out, sweetie. And if it's just not possible, then, maybe there's a way to gently say, it's like, you know what? I understand this, that there is this possibility, one of an infinite number of possibilities that could be going on, and make a different event that's closer to you. Make some type of, you know, let's see, I guess it's not Disneyland Paris. I mean, I've been to Disneyland. Disneyland is yeah, I mean, it's kind of fun. For me, it's not as, I mean, but I know people who are absolute fanatics for Disneyland. And they are like, no, this is it. This is the thing. This is, But, you know, my parents are making it out to be life and death. They really hurt me. They're really hurt by me not wanting to go. Okay, my dear Red, my love, first off, you're not hurting them. We choose what hurts us. We create it. Honestly, we create our own hurt. No one else can make us feel something that we don't want to feel. And if maybe there's like a teeny tiny little itsy bitsy, I mean, and much love and respect to your parents, but maybe there's a little teeny tiny bit of gaslighting going on, because often people are not as hurt as they want other people to think they are. And it's giving a hint of manipulation, guilt tripping, and sweetie, you have to make that choice for yourself. And there's no wrong answer. If you decide, knowing that this is probably, just a manipulative, guilt tripping type of thing, but you choose to go anyway, because in your gut you feel that's the right thing to do, then do that. And if you go, you know what? There will be other opportunities. And even if there are not, it doesn't make a difference. It's about, what you can do, where you can go, and the thing is, you show up there and your heart's not in it, then you're going to get in trouble for being a wet blanket. Oh, well, you need to be happy. Well, no, you're not, because you were strong armed into doing it. And if that's going to be like, oh my God, if this is the final memory, is it a good idea to have that final memory be something where you wish you weren't there? Where you're resenting the fact that you're there, where at the very least you're grudgingly accepting it? That this isn't it. I mean, from the sound of it, this isn't something that was like oh, well, let's get together, let's figure out what would we like to do, what's everybody's ideas, as opposed to, we're going to Disneyland and you're going too. So, it's, let's see, I've been to Disneyland Paris, but it was really disappointing. Really? Asta, you're not the first person who has said that. And I'm curious. I'm curious as to why. I mean, if you don't like it, you just don't like it. But was there anything in particular about it? We were talking about it last night, and I think we're going to go to the water park, amusement park, drag strip. That's kind of near. Whoa. A water park, amusement park, drag strip? That sounds phenomenal. She has ALS and there will not be other opportunities for a big family trip. That is true. And that doesn't mean you can't do a staycation type of thing. You can tour the world from your home. You arrange for food that comes from a particular country, you decorate it for that country. You watch movies from that country all day and all night. Everybody, practices words in the language. I had a friend who did that. And, it's like her family would do these basically staycations, but they would pick a place in the world. And for a week, they would take a week off, but they spent that entire week at home. They would get their backyard done up, like what things from the country. The whole house was done up, and they called that their vacation. And everybody had to carry around a translation book because you weren't allowed to speak English. Like if they were doing Paris, they weren't allowed to speak English during that. And it really is kind of a, how you view it, and what is the purpose of the family trip? To see something different together? Or, because I've known family trips that ended up almost destroying the family. It's not about the place, it's about the togetherness, in my mind, just for me. And rather than go to some place that may be really crowded and all this other stuff and, rushing from one thing to another and paying through the nose for everything, to be able to have a solid, relaxing weekend like at a family cabin where everybody can you can roast marshmallows and tell stories all night. You can talk about, the life as it's been so far. And, having that quiet time for that person to talk about where they want, what are the things that they're looking for. Now, if this is, mom's basically, last wish for, one big hurrah, I still think that there might be other ways to be able to have that quality time without having it be something that is also kind of touched by, I don't want to be here. It's crowded, it's hot, everything's expensive, there's nothing but complaining going on. So I wish you luck with that, sweetie. It's like also potentially going to save up and take Steven to Disney World next year in April. Nice. It's just the drive that bothers me. Yeah. And, it's. And it can also be about figuring out a way that the drive is a little bit easier. When I came across country, and, the first thing I did was made sure that I always scheduled that I would be on the road each morning before the sun rose so that I could actually watch the sunrise on the road. And growing up, we moved a lot when I was little because my dad was military. So we moved around the states every 18 months. And I remember it's like because, that's what my parents did. It was all very organized. I was raised by two Air Force sergeants. We found a place to stay by like 2 o'clock. By 3 o'clock, we were settled in. If they had a pool, usually they had those old time, where you put the coin in and the bed vibrates. We would have fun with that. But my mom would get all of our clothes. If there wasn't a laundromat nearby, she would wash them in the sink. She would do all the packing, her and my dad, because we had an old station wagon, a 1964 Chevy Impala station wagon. That thing was a monster. And so all the seats were folded down, so it was like this one big giant flat area in back. And the one thing I always remembered was that We would, they would bundle us up, put us in the back of the station wagon, and we'd go back to sleep, and they could get another 4 or 5 hours of driving in. But I always remember waking up and watching as the dark slowly turned into light, and then the light turned into sunrise. And every time, the whole trip back from, well, trip from California to New York, I did that. I got up, made sure that I had everything packed and ready. I'd get up at 4 o'clock in the morning, fill up with some gas, get a cup of coffee, at the gas station, and then I'd start driving. And then I'd see first light, which is before the sun comes up. And there was something about first light. It was like this infinite new possibility when I knew that, by the time I finished driving for the day, I was going to be in a totally different state. And, and I made like CDs, my driving CDs that were all my favorite music, because you never know what the stations are going to be when you're going cross country, or when you're driving a distance. I mean, I used to drive to Los Angeles, back to Santa Cruz, or back to Boulder Creek in one day. I did that like 3 times. And people are, well, where are you staying? I said, well, I'm not staying over. I'm driving back. And they go, you're driving back tonight? And it was like 17 hours of driving in one day. But again, for me, I find that peaceful. I find that time alone very meditative, because, the only thoughts I'm having are mine. And I can sit there and talk out loud, and you know, end up figuring out some answers to some questions. But see, I like the solitude. I like the long drive. I like, looking out the window and, seeing, the world go by, enter one town, leave another. And, it was so I would say that figuring out a way that the drive would be less, and maybe it is worth it to take a look at what is it about the drive that you don't like. Do you experience physical discomfort? Do you experience, does it create anxiety? And if so, is there something in particular about the anxiety? Is it like, okay, I'm out here by myself, what if something happens? So it might be an interesting study within yourself. It's called Beach Bend. Look it up. Yes. Most was because they didn't want to speak English. They kept speaking French, even after telling them, I don't speak French 10 times. Ah. If I get a hotel between and do it 7 hours and 7 hours, I'll be fine. Solution. You could go in, you could relax, you could, you know, you could figure it out. That's cool. And I say, they know people from every country in Europe will go there. Yes, which means that they should all speak. I mean, to have people there who speak English, to have people there who speak French, to have people there who speak German, to have people there who speak Italian. I mean, it doesn't take a lot. And a lot of people are multilingual. The park doesn't bother me. Oh, okay. Boo! Startled me. Everybody welcome in Mr. Harmless. Can a friend drive with you? 3 days left, Doc. Day 17 sober, by the way. Oh my gosh, Red. Oh, sweetheart. Red, that's wonderful. Going for a year. That is so wonderful. And, and each day matters. And each day is something that can never be taken away from you. These 17 days, that is, that's yours. That belongs to you. Nothing that happens will take those 17 days away. And with all of this going on and all of this stress, bless your heart. Oh my gosh, I am just when I thought I couldn't be prouder of you, you go and raise the bar. I am so proud of you. Congrats, good luck. I wish you the best. Thank you. I'll be 21 very soon. Yes. That last little hurdle. Then you slide, you do the power slide into your 30s. It took me 6 months to quit. You know what? And that means that was exactly how long was necessary. Congrats. I know the struggle. I'm 26 years sober now. If you need a listening ear, my DMs are open. Asta, thank you so much. I mean, and that is one of the coolest things for me about this stream is that people have a chance to connect up that are connected in a way. And Red, whether you utilize that or not, just know that there's somebody who can listen and understand, who's right there. Thank you so much, Asta. You are such a delight. I adore you. You, me, the or since the beginning of the school year. And see, this was also a bus that I drove for the previous most of the previous school year, at least half the previous school year. So, when you consider how much people change and they don't even realize they're changing, they don't notice it within themselves, which is why I let the kids know, hey, you're growing. You're changing. No, I'm not. Yes, you are. You just don't notice it because, you spend every day with you. Nah, I'm a monster with a little bit humanity. Oh, it's you be the best kind of monster. You be the kind of monster that is like on Monsters Inc. And the thing is, there's a very strong need for monsters because it allows us to have choice as to whether or not we want to walk down a particular path. Doc, you DC'd for a sec. I DC'd? What does that mean? I I I what is Oh, disconnected internet. Ooh, did I? Let's see. I have 0 dropped frames. Wow. Well, I'm sorry, y'all, if I disconnected or blinked or did I blink? Did I freeze? Yeah, for 2 seconds. My baby sister leaves to go back to Washington State with her husband, who just got back from deployment from Korea. Then in October, they both go back to Korea for 2 years for him to get training. Oh, wow. I mean, talk about a whole new environment, a whole new place, a whole new everything. And yeah, some things can be scary about it, but thinking how much you're going to learn, how much you're going to grow. I've been volunteering at the farm animal sanctuary 2 days a week now. Oh, how sweet. It's been a boon. I mean, the chance to connect with the natural world and, through an animal sanctuary slash farm. Do they also do like rehabilitation and like, injured animals get a chance to get better there? Tell us about it, Red. And it's my mom's going to be an absolute mess this weekend. Why? Why? Might do volunteer work for the dog club where I train with Kitra. Ooh, that sounds like an amazing thing. Although they'll probably want you to end up cooking their banquet meal, but but and that is so cool because dogs just kind of They read you for who you are. And, and of course, who you are is absolutely amazing, Asta. And being able to help an animal feel safe, that to let them know they're a part of a stable pack. But, that is neat. No, going to do video editing and make the website. Well, if you're going to do that, then I'm sure you'll spend at least a little bit of time there. But no, hey, video editing and website design is a very big thing. Her baby is finally leaving the nest. Then, when they get back from Korea, they'll be in Kentucky. Well, that'll be a culture shock. But yeah, it is. And I mean, on my bus, most of those kids are like my kids. And seeing them move on, seeing the ones that are graduating and going off to other things in their lives. It's tough to change. It's tough to get that sense of what now. The unknown can be kind of scary sometimes, and there's nothing wrong with being concerned about it. And that's where all the fun lies. The fun lies in those, around those corners that we can't see yet. And part of it is that your mom is going to be actually looking at, what do I want to do now? What are the things that I always said that I couldn't do because I had kids? When can you do those? I came across country. I'd see, your mom needs to start school bus driving. Tell your mom to get a job as a school bus driver. First off, she will have all of the kid energy that she could possibly want. She'll make a little bit of money. She doesn't have to do nights. She doesn't have to do weekends. Yes, it's a no-kill farm with 300 plus animals. Vegan principles, pigs, goats, sheep, llamas, 40 to 50 guinea pigs, horses, mini horses, cows, donkeys, rabbits, dog, duck, geese, chicken, doves, and pigeons. What is this, Noah's Ark? All the animals are rescued and about 10% are injured. Oh, goodness gracious, that is a whole lot of animals there. But it sounds fun. And helping animals realize, back when the big fire happened on my mountain and people had to evacuate, and a lot of people had animals. They had farm animals. And there was this couple, and their farm was, it was, not near any of the danger areas. And so they told everybody, look, bring your animals here. We'll care for them. We'll watch out for them. We'll keep them safe. And they said, people could come every day if they wanted to, if they wanted to take care of their own animals. So it was almost like we started calling it Noah's Ark, because, people would bring like crates of chickens and they would turn them loose. And it was really interesting because everybody thought it's like, well, these animals, they're going to fight, they're going to be territorial. No, they weren't. There was an energy that was there that somehow was very soothing, even in a chaotic time. And the funny thing is, a friend of mine who took her chickens down there, she had like 8 chickens that she took down there. And she couldn't get the chickens because these were chickens that would always come to her whenever they heard her voice. She actually had to go find the chickens. They wanted to stay there. And so she had to literally catch the chickens one by one and get them. And she said it took them. They were actually kind of pissed off when they got back to, their home. And it's like, well, maybe they made little chicken friends and, but she was saying it was just crazy because she said, no, my chickens always came to me. And, you know, and it was like, they're like, oh, it's you. I'm going to go over here. Very rewarding. Nice. I mean, all of our kids are grown. Yes, I'll be 30 in a month. My brother turned 30 last month before my sister turned 21. Yeah, that's exactly what I'm talking about. Because up to a certain age, you still feel like, you know, we convince ourselves that they need us. Yeah, view your future, Bladella. And it is difficult to let go of that. And when you realize your kids are grown, they don't need you in the way. They want you in their lives, but they don't need you in it. And that can be a very difficult thing because you can't hold them back. And there's a part of you that goes, but we've always been a team. We were a pack. We were a village. And in my mind, the whole purpose of being a parent, or at least the most important purpose, is to prepare that person to be able to walk away from you, step into their own lives, and do so with confidence and commitment and determination, and to not look back. And that can be a tough thing. And it also is the point when the parent starts saying, okay, they're starting their new chapters. I need to start one too. So what do I want it to be? And yeah, some folks go through a real tough time during that. They have a couple of commercial pigs, and one is as big as a person, and the flat of his nose is the size of a softball. Yes! And a ton of medium pigs. Nice. The goats are the best, though. Goats are very cool, but they can be uppity. They can be quite uppity. But they're very nice. Merch, that's Lil J dancing with the Cookie Monster. C is for cookie. That's good enough for me. Uppity goats. Yep. Uppity. They can be uppity. I think that is why my mom has decided she wants to move. We would still be in the same area, but she wants out of the city. Yeah. But we all goats up in here. Yes, greatest of all time. Looking at you, Merch. They have to move all 300 animals to a new place next year. Oh, that is going to be a whole boatload of interesting. Oh, and you're going to be helping with that? You know, but yeah. And I think it actually may be a really good thing for your mom because everybody else is getting a fresh start. So why not her? She can have a fresh start. She can, you know, take off and maybe start thinking about her life and what she wants. And and being able to let that door of that part of her life close gently, knowing it'll never always be closed. There will always be times when, one of the kids says, hey, I need to talk. I got something on my mind. And of course, little Steven, is going to be, enjoying his, what is it, Grandma, Nana, Mima, what's the grandma name? The house we're currently in right now, we've been in since 1993. Wow. That's neat. And, and maybe it's time for, the house that I sold when I moved in 2013, my family, I hadn't always lived there, but my family had been there since 1970. Nene? Ah! Bladella. That is interesting. Is it Nene or Nini? Because when I was young, my siblings, their nickname for me was Nini. And the older family members, their nickname for me was Leanie. So I was, some would call me Leanie, some would call me Nini. Nini, yes! Fist bump, high five. I approve of that grandma name. For me, with my niece's children, who are basically my grandchildren, I decided I wanted my grandma name to be Meemaw. So to them, I am Meemaw. Hopefully, depends on if I am in town. But if I am, I will help with the move definitely. And if the new place is far away, I'll get a hotel room so I can help. Yes! Oh, your grandma name is Nini. Ah! I feel good. That I mean, I almost never hear that name. She said she was too young to be granny or grandma. See, I didn't want to go with Nana because, that's what they call their dad's mom. So, and I don't want to confuse. And plus, my mom was Nana to all our kids. And, it's like, nope, she was the Nana. So that's why I go with Meemaw. I mean, most of my other, nieces and nephews, their children, they call me Aunt Nini. So I am Aunt Nini to that generation. I'm Nini to, well, actually, Nini, there's only one person left who calls me that, which is my younger brother. And, we haven't talked in a while. I have to give him a call. But yeah, now that I think about it, he's the only one left to call me Nini. And because everybody else, my cousins, because they heard their parents call me Leanie, they all call me Leanie. My family is supposed to move sometime in the next 2 years, maybe sooner than later. To that, we'll decide if I'm there to help. Ah, oh, my mom's side, Mima, and on my dad's side, Momo. Ooh, I am Tuda. Tuda. Ah, because me and my dad have the same name, so didn't want to get confused. Nice. And apparently, first words I spoke was Momo to Momo. My great grandmother was Mama. Mama is so cute. Yes. We have Papa Bear and Grand Honey on my mom's side. Yes. Grand Honey. I love that. Yes. Ta-da. Tuda. Countdown Races. Sing that song. Tuda. Tuda. We had Grandma and Bebop. Oh, it's I had some friends that let's see. The grandmother they called Nan, and the grandfather they called Bop. So it was Nan and Bop. Real close. It even has Nana and Nana Patty. Ah. I mean, okay, some of you younger folks, you may end up with grandchildren. Have you thought about what your grandparent name is going to be? Because you got to pick it early. You got to figure it out early. Because that way, if the other side ends up wanting to take your name, you go, oh, well, I've already decided they're going to call me that. But, yep, Nana got to be very popular. And also Oma, which is, I believe, in German, grandmother in German. Babushka, which is grandmother in Russian. Let's see. I mean, there's like all kinds of grandparent names. My mom's mom was Nona. Oh, now is that Italian? Okay, merch. I'm going to allow it, but you need to. Okay, we will allow that. So it's like, what was it? To help desensitize the word. I'm sitting down. Exactly. Okay. All right. We will sanction that. Only for the family to say, okay. Well, either that or they may think that you're calling them a cigarette. but but merch. But what's your grandparent name going to be? What would you like your oh man, what would you like your grandchildren to call you? I mean, there's it's never too early to figure that out. I don't care if you don't have kids. I mean, you may end up with just young people who look upon you as a grandparent. I still have a long while for that. My dear sweetie, it will feel like that. I mean, yes, go with that, go with that. Or the other one I said. That is true. I mean, my niece, my sons have no children, but my niece, who her mom passed away when she was 6, so she's basically my daughter. And I was there when she came into the world. I was there when she was born. And it seemed like I blinked and she was letting me know she was getting married. And when she told me she was going to be a mother, it was like, wait a minute, you were just born like a minute ago. So, my dear, do not think that you've got that long. Started my sober date on the same day I first toured the farm, coincidentally, and took it as a purpose, and the volunteering is really stabilizing. That'll be nice. Or maybe queen or diva. Oh, my father, I mean, before any of us had had kids, but we were all married, so he thought it was a foregone conclusion. He said he wanted to be called grand-père. And I looked at him and I said, don't you think that's going to be a little tough for kids to say? He goes, well, that's your job to teach them to say grand-père. That's what he wanted to be called. Little bit bougie, but okay. So we started producing children. And, in our family, it all happens in clumps. I was pregnant at the same time my older sister was pregnant. At the same time, my older brother's wife was pregnant. So, yeah. And I remember when my sister, my older sister, was the first one out of our generation to have a child, a little boy. And when they came to visit, and my dad was like, okay, grand-père, grand-père, grand-père. And he kept saying it. And the little boy looked at him and go, Papa. And my dad looked at him. I could see his heart melting. Go, see, he said it. He said it. So he became Papa. So it was Nana and Papa. Captain Johnny, hey! I can't roll my letters. I mean, can you imagine trying to teach a baby to say grand-père? It's like, oh, Dad, no. But he was so delighted. When is sleeping necessary? Ah! What was that saying? Sleep is for the weak. I'll rest when I'm dead. And the older you get, it's like, I miss having a nap when I was little. Because, back in my generation, all the kids got put down in the afternoon and you took a nap. And, I mean, even at school, you had to bring a towel and we would lay down on the towel, 23 kids on 23 towels sleeping wide awake. And the teacher, her head was on her desk and it's like, oh, we know who's sleeping now. I might have been awake for 15 or 18 hours or more. Okay, sleep is for the living, rest is for the dead. Okay, 15 or 18. Captain Johnny, are you starting to hear voices that aren't really there? Are you seeing weird colors flashing? Are you suddenly thinking profound thoughts? Are your eyes feeling like they are bolted open? I mean, granted, what is my record? That part. what was it? The longest I was awake was right around 80 hours. Might be off coffee. Yes, actually, I've got decaffeinated iced tea. Very, very tasty. I mean, and it's summer. I mean, I don't care if anybody says, "Well, it's not quite summer officially because it's not the summer solstice," but that's coming up, and I need the oh, Captain Johnny, the shanties, sweet or unsweetened. Well, it is like diet sweetened, but I use oat milk. Like if I use coconut milk, then you get that kind of natural sweetness with the coconut. If I use oat milk, there's kind of a natural sweetness with the oats. So, but it is actually very cool. I hate decaf, but I understand the way we do it. It's like either leaded or unleaded. That was how I grew up. And see, I remember when decaffeinated coffee started being a thing. When did that come out? Okay, hold on. I've got to Google this. Uh, Decaffeinated coffee started. Okay, let's see. When did. Let's see. The process was created in 1903. I know that it was in like the 60s. In the 60s, they actually started, because most coffee you bought, there was no, I mean, we didn't even have unleaded gas. There was regular, premium, and super, no, regular, super, and premium. Or was it regular, premium, then super? Anyway, and then all of a sudden, unleaded gas came out, and we're like, what is this thing? Why are they doing this? And decaffeinated coffee was, I mean, it was believed to be a fad. They actually believed decaf was going to be a fad. It's like, they're going to try that for a month and then they're going to go back to real coffee. So, basically, we considered coffee leaded or unleaded. I don't know if it's sweet or not sweetened. It's ease. I'm a southerner, so tea has to be sweet. Fist bump, high five. Some sweet tea. You missed a comment. Also going to make it part of my regular routine. Hold on. Let me scroll back. I got a social want yesterday, and my friend, who I see once a month, didn't want to go out, so I went to a land center, internet cafe, and played video games. I watched The Walking Dead for a few hours just because I wanted to be around people. The irony of that comment, the irony of I played Walking Dead because I wanted to be around people. People that eat brains? My fingy's cold! Ah! My mom told me back in her day you could just steal gas like a dine and dash. She said she did it with her friends before. Now that was back when, gas was like 49, 50 cents a gallon. And basically, they didn't have like anything that, turn on the pump, turn off the pump. They just had like the main shut on, main shut off. And then you would just like go up there, and if the person was distracted or if they were doing something, you pump the gas and then drive away. I never did that because that was the badness. But yeah, I mean, basically, you could get coins from your couch cushion and fill your tank. Don't come for me, but I hate most sweet teas because, as an avid hot tea lover, I don't understand what kind of tea sweet tea is. I know my uncle still has unleaded gas from the 60s. Yes, might as well drink sugar water with lemon. Don't fight me. Next week is busy for me. I have Twilight Camp all week, and then I have a work trip on Saturday. Then I have to be up super early to get there. Oh, Bladella, Bladella, Bladella. When I think about, when you first started coming into the stream, and now look at you now. You're all busy and regular and, doing stuff. Come on then. Did you ever light a firework that shot in the sky? Oh my goodness. Fire Nutter, hey! You know, I mean, back in the old days of fireworks, and you know, you had the sparklers, you had the cherry bombs, you had, you know, and the whole thing. You light a cherry bomb, drop it in the toilet, flush it, and then poof. um yeah, you know, we would have like what it was, whistlers. Oh, there was, it was in I will steal your favorite food. Ah. Okay, y'all, I just googled it. And I take it back. I like black tea. See, you Google things, you figure stuff out. You know, it's y'all are funny. Y'all are an absolute delight. And yes, this afternoon, look, black tea. Oh, we've got something under game suggestions. Oh, that was the one that Mims was talking about yesterday. The other side. Okay, that looks creepy as all get out. And make sure you are putting yourself into the promote yourself. A little help here. Oh, okay. Okay. This was something last night. I'm going to be honest. I'm better at helping other people see their success than I am at seeing my own. I know that is a common issue, but it has been a very big one for me lately. I long to have partner, whether with Twitch or some brand somewhere, a game, or even some form of merchandise, something to help me boost forward past this bump I seem to have hit. My stream has not really grown. I've learned that followers, although great, do not mean your chat is active, and mine rarely is. I get little spikes here and there, but most of the time it's silent, and when I'm solo playing, that silence is deafening. I know this isn't something someone else can fix either. It's just left me feeling a bit defeated. So now I'm trying to find another source of income, and knowing I can't just go out and apply anywhere only makes that feeling of defeat worse. I got my bachelor's, but it went nowhere, and it's starting to feel that way about everything. I hope it's okay to have written this here. I'm just struggling right now. Oh, sweetheart, first off, we're going to add a hug. And let's see. Just saw this, my dear Mims. Spell it correctly, boomer. Let's see. You know what? We are going to talk about this on the next stream. We're going to because this is something that is actually, and we're out of time today, but we're going to talk about this. I'm going to feature your, actually, we'll just say, if it's okay with you. If it's okay with you, I'm going to feature your post in tomorrow's stream, and let everyone contribute ideas and feelings. You're not alone in this. And let's put mean heart. Okay, so I'm so looking forward to the Roblox lawnmower sim 2 days from now so I can enjoy my perks more. Yes! You're not a boomer, you're an elderly person who finished their training with passing colors. Thank you, Merch. Green heart, because I'm smoke weed every day. Do you remember Ask Jeeves? Oh my god, I remember Ask Jeeves. You know, the first terrifying concept in AI is Ask Jeeves. You know how many people don't know what type of tea sweet tea is at McDonald's? Really? Hey Doc, what's your favorite food? Pretty much anything fried and or bacon. Alrighty, so that's going to be our time. I know an hour goes by way too fast, but that's as much time as I can get, and I figure, well, 1 hour is better than none. So I'm off to go grab a quick bite and then head out to pick up my afternoon kids. People think the types of tea is sweet and unsweet. Hey, matcha beats everything. Best wishes. Alrighty. Everybody, take care. We will see you tomorrow. We're going to be addressing that. And because that is something, because I know that there's a lot of streamers here, and streaming can kind of, be a little bit tricky. And I think what Mims is talking about here is a really, really important thing that we need to address. So we're going to address that tomorrow. And until then, everybody, just take care of yourselves. And please always remember that you are the only you in all the universe. You're the only you that's ever been and the only you that will ever be. And what that does is it makes you special. It makes you sacred. And most of all, makes you necessary. Because as the only you in all the universe would not be the same or complete without you. So everyone have an amazing morning, afternoon, evening, or night. May you walk gently with the world. May the world walk gently with you. And as always, I wish you balance and I wish you blessings. From my old boomer heart to yours. So have a good day. Learn something new. I'm proud of you. And I love you. All right, everybody, take care. Time for the driving doc to get back in the bus. See ya.